best.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to talk about if we go to these yard waste toters and stuff, how those will be collected.
Because either way, even if you pick them up on the truck, can't you use that still?
I don't.
The burner?
Yeah.
Yes.
The
Well,
burner's
it's
gonna be
just-
good either way.
It's just yard waste toters. The initial plan was to use the rear load for the
Yes.
sticks and brush. But I don't know if the one arm is feasible for that or not.
Okay, it's 5:30. I'm going to call the Tipton Common Council meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First item on the agenda are the minutes from the last meeting.
I move to approve July 28, 2025 meeting minutes as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as submitted. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Any amendments to the agenda this evening? Hearing none. Moving on to committee reports. First is Board of Works and Safety.
Yeah, I'll let the cemetery and park boards update. Diana wasn't there today, so we just got the written reports. The big one was planning, so we did get an update on, I might get the address wrong, but it's the 400 block of 4th Street. We've been instituting fines against that property for several violations, and then we found out today the homeowner actually may be interested in selling, and there is 2 interested home builders in those 2 lots. It's actually 2 city lots. So that could mean that some of that enforcement action was effective, and we can get that property cleaned up or get 2 new homes built there. And then we issued an order to demolish the 400 block of Washington for a home that's in pretty bad shape. So the next meeting, they will either have that torn down or we will be moving forward with tearing it down for them and then leaving the property. Street Department, by the way, Dylan's report was really thorough, so I encourage you, if you don't get these, take a look at them or ask Dylan for them. We got an update about the Liquid Road project that we saw on North and Washington. Went really quick to the tune of $28,000, so we're going to test and see if that actually is a good preventative maintenance procedure. And then with the way the state's going, we probably won't have CCMG in a few years, so it'll be back up to the cities to maintain their own roads without state dollars. So we'll see how that does. But overall, some good stuff happening with the street department. Dylan's always on top of it, and I really appreciate that. Tipton Arts Commission and the mayor's report, I'll defer to the mayor for those.
Thank you. Cemetery Board?
Most of us showed up, but after we sit there for 25 minutes, we're missing one to have a quorum, so. We still need another member, community member, so I'll put that out there. Anybody that owns a plot, please come by.
I think it was a tough month for quorum. I think the Park Board also didn't have quorum.
Didn't know.
So you'll have to, Diana's report's in your packet, and I'll update on my report, at least on baseball. Utility Board, Mr. Rippey is not with us this evening, not feeling well. But that report from the Utility Board meeting last week is in your packet. At this time, I would ask for a motion and a second to open a public hearing on Resolution 2025-11. It's declaring an ERA and property tax abatement for DMT Capital.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and a second to open the public hearing. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye. Any opposed? The public hearing is now open. We do have folks with us representing DMT Capital. If it'd be helpful to the council, they could share at least conceptually the plans for this as we move this process forward. Tyler, I think that's, you got now been told.
Yeah, it is. So we're asking for the tax abatement at 119 over at Pine Hortons. It is going to be a 4-unit, 3-bed, 2-bath, about 1,200 square foot, 4-unit complex for us. As you know, we're doing the Kion as well, so being heavily invested in Tipton, and I'm open for any questions.
What's a rough timeline for 119?
Well, currently we're actually moving forward fast on Kion. We got our state release, and now we're able to focus on that project. So we're hoping the next month we'll be getting the concrete removed, underslag utilities put in, and then framing starting here in October. So hopefully have it up and running by Christmas time, maybe into November, is our goal.
Cool. Completion year after that, probably.
No, we're hoping November to December finishing up.
At the Tion?
No, this is the fourplex.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that'll go a lot faster than the Kion.
Yeah.
Mine was a little bit of a mess. A little mess to fix.
I see it every day.
That has been a project.
The back of my office is the back of the Tion. So It's
Gotcha.
been interesting watching.
It's
the
been
fun.
some framing details and
We all used to
some
like
old-
puzzles.
Yeah.
Some of
I did
the,
the call leader over in Elwood, and I thought that was a project. This is a project.
I saw photos from that, by the way. It turned out, looks
Yeah.
like it turned out really nice.
Yeah, we're fully leased up over there in that project, and then also we did a 4-unit with the Army Salvation Building. That was over
Alright.
there, and we leased that up this last week.
Nice. I saw a lot of the rotten floor joist and a lot of rotten.
Rotten
Around
floor
that.
joists, bad brick,
Yeah.
water intrusion on that roof for the last probably 15 years. So it's been fun.
Is the project something without the tax abatement that you wouldn't be able to do, or would it still go through with or without the tax abatement?
It was still going to go through. We were just hoping we didn't realize there was availability for the Kion as well, because there was some vacant space up top.
Right.
But this has been vacant for, I don't even know, 15 years?
I've been longer than that.
Longer than that, yeah. So I know they were using it for storage, and then Red Diamond bought it. Didn't really use it, and we said, well, we can get creative with it.
Any other questions from the council? Thanks, Tyler, for,
No problem.
I would accept a motion and a second to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
It's been motioned and seconded to close the public hearing. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is now closed. Moving on with our agenda, no items under new or old business. For my report, some of this is repeat from Board of Works, but we do have the Safe Streets for All RFP process still open. That closes, I believe, this Wednesday, August 13th. That is to help us comprehensively create a safety program with regard to our pedestrian and vehicle infrastructure across the city of Tipton. We're taking a comprehensive look at safety citywide with some concentrations. Downtown is going to be a concentration, the school and the infrastructure to and from the school corporation, especially as it relates to the 2030 roundabout planned at Park Road. And then the east side of town that doesn't have any pedestrian sidewalks is another concern. Or if there is some sidewalks on the east side, but they're very limited. So those are due this Wednesday, and then there will be some review panel that'll include our municipal services superintendent, Dylan, myself, probably bring in Chief Stout from safety, from the police department, and then Corey Mahan as the city engineer to assess those and then present a recommendation to the Board of Works at our second meeting of the month. The public safety building, which includes, as we all know, the police and fire department, is currently out to bid. That formally got published last Wednesday. That'll remain open until the first week of September. When bids are due, those will be opened in a traditional manner at the Board of Works meeting, which is a first September meeting for the Board of Works. That one will be, instead of the BOT process that we took with baseball, this one will be very traditional, and that the lowest responsive bidder will win that bid. With baseball, we are hosting the kickoff meeting this week. That project team loosely includes Diana from the park superintendent perspective. Holly Melby is the president of the park board. She'll serve on that project team. Ryan Campbell is president of the Tipton Baseball League. And then Nate as the council representative, myself, and then the team from BW Construction. So that would be the team that kicks us off. We'll go through a full scoping just to confirm the scope. We've been talking about this project for long enough, but want to make sure that we don't miss any details for that to continue on through the permitting process. And a conversation really accidental with John Devon today about DNR permitting. He actually provided some details that may be useful as we go through this permitting process with DNR. So I do want to thank him. I didn't ask him to do any of that work. He did that proactively. So just want to thank him for that proactive work, and hopefully we can get grandfathered into the DNR permitting process. And the last thing I just want to touch on, you all have made a few references to it already, but the new department head reports that are in your packet, I've implemented those with the department heads. We reviewed those in our Tipton leadership meetings. Really the focus is trying to standardize the information that we receive from our department heads. The goal is to keep the council more informed of what's happening, even the little things that are happening month to month that we take for granted. And then as we continue on, there's a spot in that report on metrics, performance metrics. So those will be agreed upon metrics that I and the department head set. And it'll help us to measure the success of the department head throughout the year as we continue to really gauge and compare based on those metrics that we set early in the year. With that, moving on to the resolutions and ordinance section of our agenda. The first is Resolution 2025-11, which we just had the public hearing for, and it's a final resolution declaring an economic revitalization area and supporting a property tax abatement for DMT Capital.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2025-11 on second reading.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve Resolution 2025-11. Any questions, concerns? All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yes.
Motion passes. Moving to ordinance 2025-09, ordinance authorizing membership to Central Indiana Regional Development Authority on second and final reading.
Also make a motion to approve ordinance 2025-09.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 2025-09 on second and final reading. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes. And then the second part of this process is Resolution 2025-12. It's a resolution adopting a preliminary strategic economic development plan for CERTA. So this is the city of Tipton acknowledging the region's economic development plan that they have conducted and adopted. And so you should have received that from Tammy as a PDF attachment, as it was quite a healthy document, quite extensive. So that resolution is Tipton adopting that as a second part of this process.
I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-12.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-12. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next on our agenda are claims.
I move to approve claims number 180060 through 181171 in the amount of $4,401,570.98.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve claims this evening. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye. Questions?
The perf on page 2, is that monthly?
At the bottom.
Yeah, it comes up to what, 59, 20, 95 total. I suppose it's police, fire, and civil.
Which claim are you in?
It's page 2. It's 180065, 66, and 67.
Oh, okay.
Bottom of page 2. I think those are monthly per payments.
Correct. And the police, fire, and civilian all have different percentages based on state statute.
Oh, they're not always the standard 11% then?
No, only civilian is that. PD is closer, I believe, to 20, and fire is just a touch over 20. All dictated based on state statute.
There's something else, but I can't find it. Oh, wait. That's all.
Okay, any other questions? There's a motion and a second to approve claims this evening. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We're now at petitions, comments, and memorials.
Hey, I just wanted to tell you, everyone, appreciate Main and Jefferson and the street. That's just so nice.
Now we gotta get it. Now we gotta get painted.
Yeah, we'll do that.
And we suspect that Midwest will paint that when they finish up on West Street and then hit all those areas
Are
together.
they just gonna paint the lines again, or?
This is a plan for now. We're starting the internal brainstorming process of what that could be.
Ken Amon said he wanted an ear of corn across the crosswalk.
Yeah, so,
He has been consistent about that.
Yeah.
so they have to do all the stop bars on West Street.
Yeah.
And while they're doing the stop bars and everything on West Street, we'll have them redo the lines and stop bars and
Crosswalk.
crosswalk.
Awesome.
Mr. Cochran.
Rob Cochran, Tipton Main Street. Two questions. Well, I guess it's three. Have we formally been accepted as a member of CERTA? And how does it impact our NCIRPC membership? And then I was wondering if there was an update on the comprehensive plan process that was started earlier this year.
Formal approval of membership into CERTA does not happen until the local action takes place, and then it gets presented at their next board meeting. So I've been in communication with the president and vice president of CERTA and the executive director. So the expectation at this point is Tipton would get accepted into CERTA. It is expected that membership into CERTA would remove us from North Central Regional Planning Council. That would be the expectation. And then the update on the comprehensive plan that you asked for. So we do have a draft of that. What we had is an interruption of the school season. So the students recess from the spring semester. So we've had a little bit of a break there, but we do have a draft that we're working on, make sure there's any edits or anything, and then we'll have that presented to the council for approval and adoption, probably in the next few months. Thank you.
Andy Pumphrey, 306 Rosie. My pond is scummy. Well, it's not my pond, it's the city's pond.
I thought you were taking ownership of it. Darn it.
No. I know an individual who lives right across the street from the greenhouse, and she is handicapped. How would she go about to get a handicap parking right in front of that apartment? Who would she go to? What's the process?
I would say that she needs to reach out to either Dylan or the police chief, both of which can present it to the Street, Alley, and Sidewalks Committee for review, and then that committee would make a recommendation to this Tipton Common Council for approval.
And what if there's a deaf handicap sign that needs to come down that's 22 years old? You do? Okay.
The location of that is on Washington. Okay. Okay.
Do you have any update from the last meeting you attended?
On HP alloys,
Child and
I've asked, and the same answer I get all the time is as long as they keep it cut down, they're really not in violation.
They are in violation because they haven't completed what the your committee agreed upon, so.
I agree.
Talking about the screening?
Talking about they
The
were
fence.
supposed to pave their parking lot and was supposed to have, I don't know what the proper name is, but build earth up
Yeah,
and plant
Some
trees
kind
and
of
shrubs along
screening,
there.
yeah.
So it has not been completed.
Hmm.
You guys have signed off on it, but it's not done. That's it.
The pond you're asking for, is that on
It's
the
in-
south side or the north side?
It's both. The city took over.
Yep.
2 lots in the pond.
Mhm.
And Diana does a wonderful job. He mows every Monday at dark 30, and that's great, and I don't care. But the pond gets.
But that's the one that you were,
Yes.
okay, I just wanted to verify whether it was a
That's the one.
nuisance complaint or it's, we need to come out and fix the issue.
Well, yeah, it looks awful, and you know when it gets stagnant, it starts growing. out.
Oh, yeah.
It looks nasty. You guys have put blue stuff in the water before to kind of get rid of that algae. I don't know.
And at one time, the pond actually had an aerifier, and I think we removed
I
that.
think that's when probably Charlie Maxey was more involved
Okay.
in the water. But
Okay.
not- that would be nice,
We-
but that would just be added expense.
Well, not if we're having to get the algae and stuff out every year. It would just be in replacement of that. And it would beautify the pond.
So that's up to you guys. I don't know what you want to do, but whatever. Scum.
Thank you. Write that down.
I should remember, but I don't remember why the city took ownership of it.
That was the only way that building development was gonna happen. They basically, the developer didn't want to maintain ownership of that retention pond and all the long-term cost of it. So the city said, fine, what if we took over 2 lots in the pond in perpetuity? And they said, fine, then we'll develop the homes.
So there's,
And we made that a city park. It's part of the city parks department.
One of those
Okay.
pocket parks, I
Mhm.
think. is what it's called.
which, the alternative would have been, it would have been part of the HOA.
There is no HOA.
The problem would have been the HOA.
I think they built that and wanted it to have been, I think maybe have an HOA, but they just couldn't sell the lots.
Right, I think that, I think it was an economic thing, yeah.
Hmm.
I had one other thing, the landscaping in front of the public safety building, I assume will be addressed
As part of this
as
project,
part of the
Yeah.
project, and that's why it's kind of.
No,
It's-
you're doing it for free.
yes.
I'll do it, not for free.
There's some shared concern about the landscaping in front of the public safety
Okay,
building.
well, some guy called me and I didn't think he was legitimate, so I walked up there. He was.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough, yeah.
Bob?
Well, then you're just a couple things. On West Street, now that we're close to done, where do we exactly put our totes?
Great
Do
question.
we put them on the trail? Do we put them in the rocks? Do I put them in the street?
Due to the
I
limit,
don't know exactly where you want them.
due to the limitation of the arm's reach, the property owners on that east side will be instructed to bring their totes to that curb or as close to that curb as possible so the truck can reach it and then dump it.
So into the rocks.
Well, on the edge of the path would
Correct.
be fine.
Will that work?
Yep.
We will be sending a letter to those property owners just,
I won't do it.
oh,
That's why I'm here.
just efficient communication.
I mean, I don't care where it goes, I just want to know where it goes.
Yes, edge of the path.
Okay, earlier, this may have been during the work session, you talked about possible tote for yard waste.
Mhm.
Who would get them or required to have that, or I
Anybody
guess
that
I'm
wanted
not
one.
sure.
Anybody that wanted one, just like recycling. Anybody in the city that wanted one,
That wants one.
Mhm.
You don't have to have one.
I would think we'd make you take it.
Would that be at an extra charge, or is that all included in everything?
It would be included. in
All
the rate
inclusive, yeah.
increase,
I think
If
the
we could do it, yeah.
The key detail will be if you don't have a tote, your yard waste will not get collected. So that would be the stipulation as that moves forward.
Okay.
Better take a tote.
Now, would that be eliminating or just putting the leaves in the street deal? I never did understand that when I moved here, but.
We are trying to work toward a reality where leaves are bagged. The trouble we have is so much of our yard waste gets into our collection basins and inlets, and they end up plugging them up. So we're trying to get to some solution where everything is contained into either bags or a tote.
The last thing, I would just like to thank Dylan for everything he did on West Street. It's been a very long project, and I know he spent, I hate to guess how many hours you spent out there. But I do know from the neighbors, you're extremely responsive to, I wouldn't want to necessarily call it complaints, but just inquiries of what's happening, when. I think you did quite a job out there, and you certainly got pretty involved.
Thank
So
you.
thank you.
Thanks, Bob.
While I'm thinking about it, on West and Adams, did you happen to stop up there and put a temporary stop sign going north?
Weston Adams.
Weston Madison.
That's
Weston
it.
Madison. I
That's
did.
it, because there's no stop
Yes.
sign there all weekend.
Yes.
and-
Yes, Weston Madison got a
Yeah,
temporary
because
stop
I've
sign.
seen people just going right through there like there's never a stop sign.
Yes,
It's like, oh, that's
it,
not,
it got put up today.
okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Now it's small, but
As least, as
It
long
is
as there's one back
temporary.
there, because that one was there before, and then all of a sudden it disappeared, and I'm like, oh, this ain't good.
Where's the lighting go?
future lighting will go on the backside of the path. The city still has 5 foot on the backside of that path.
So it's low level and not.
Correct. Yep. They will match downtown lighting.
Oh, credit on that one.
Just saying.
If there's nothing else,
Everybody, wish a happy birthday to the mayor, by the way.
Happy birthday, Mayor.
Oh, happy birthday.
He gifted us with his presence at the council.
29 looks great on you.
thank you.
Yeah.
I know we adjourned. Yeah, why didn't you big?
Okay.
We have a motion to adjourn. Is there a second?
Yes, I second.
Not doing it.
All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
Did you get cupcakes in here one day for something?
Ken's last day.
Yeah. Ken, come back. We did stuff.